Good morning,
Good
Angela.
morning.
How are we?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm blessed. Did you get my? I sent you a video, a YouTube video. Did you watch it a little bit this morning? It was
I
kind of
watched a little bit. Yeah.
oh, okay. It was kind of like the pastor just talking to you. When you're in church, you get the feeling like, is he talking to me?
I did get that feeling. It was like, I feel like I'm being preached to by a pastor right now.
The average millionaire, guys, the average millionaire gets up at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. And a lot of people that are joining us today don't know what 4 a.m. looks like. Well, let me tell you, it's peaceful and you can get a lot done and a lot accomplished. Ain't that right, Angela Marie? All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm FC with New Life Inc.
I'm Angela Marie with findyourpurposeandshine.com.
And together we are
the Angela Marie and FC Morning Show.
So good morning. So if you guys are just joining us for the first time, this is probably our, 12th episode. Did you count?
I didn't count.
Oh.
Shoot.
No,
I was just trying to figure that out though yesterday. I'm like, oh, I need to look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us this morning. So what's our topic today?
You're called to be free.
You are called to be free. So what's that mean to you, Angela? What's that when you say you're called to be free? What's that mean to you?
Called to live your life in freedom. You're called to live your dreams, live your vision, and go after a life with all you've got, and to not live life in fear. And that just regardless of what is going on, regardless of what our current circumstances, regardless of anyone's current circumstances, whether it's COVID, whether it's whatever is going on in the government, regardless of anyone's circumstances, we're called to live life in total freedom, and to be free people. If I'm sure that I speak to people when I say this, like you have a fire inside of your spirit and your belly for a reason, right? And there's a drive there, and people don't push past that. They think, oh well, they all of a sudden start thinking, well, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't know if I can do this, right?
Yeah. I posted it this morning. Some of us don't want something bad enough, and that's why we don't have it. We make a conscious decision when we wake up in the morning of what our day is going to look like. You can continue to live in mediocrity if you want to. You can continue to not write that book. You can continue to not start that business, but you're choosing to. And that's one of the things we were talking about is that you literally have that choice. You have that freedom and that right. We were born, it was given to us that we have that right to actually make that decision. So you cannot say that your failures or your lacks in life are anyone's fault but your own, because you make that conscious decision. I posted that earlier at the beginning of the year, I think in February, that if you are still broke in 2020, it's because you haven't changed your habits. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again that you've constantly done over the course of the years, you're going to continue to get the same results. Now, I will tell you that Angela's motivation in this topic is that she lives in the state of Pennsylvania, and the governor.
Did you just have to check? You're like,
no, something came up on my other screen in front of me, and I was reading. But she lives in a state, and that governor there has just absolutely lost his mind. He has a mentality of Hitler. He's really trying to control the people there and about how they live. And we all have rights. So I want to thank you guys all. If you've just joined us, my name is FC, and this is Angela Marie, and this is our show every Wednesday at 8:45 a.m. You can find us. We have our own link on Facebook. Angela Marie and the FC Morning Show. So please join us. We're trying to build up our followers. Give us a shout out or wherever you're coming in. It looks like on my end, on my watch party, we've got about 12 people watching. So what's up, everybody?
What's going on, you guys? I do see my feed. I see Gary. I see Laura, Bill, Ellen, Thomas. Welcome, you guys. And
So
then, of
Gary-
course, there's
Gary
always
is
people you
live.
can't see.
Just ignoring my phone calls. I see, said the blind man.
Uh-oh, Gary called you out.
Yeah. What do you got? You're going to type an excuse. I know. Listen, that's one thing. Excuses the word, like Angela has said this word before. What are the words that I cannot say?
I can't. Okay. I can't. You know what's it cracks me up. Sometimes hello, sire, welcome. Sometimes what happens is we fall backwards into our old habits, right? And we don't notice it, we don't realize it until someone calls us out on that crap, right? So I said, you know what? I choose not to do that because it's too overwhelming right now. And he goes, that's better.
We started back. Let's do the best stroke. Start backpedaling. And that's the whole thing is you guys need to understand that I have been through some of the most common trials and tribulations that people have, and then I have overcome some of the things that you have not had. You can look at my website, you can see, my backstory. I need to write a book. But you're talking and you're listening to a man today that knows with every sense of being in me that knows that he can have whatever he wants. And I do. I get whatever I want. All I got to do is have the mindset and believe it. I don't let any obstacle get in my way to obtaining my goal. My boat. I'm going to have a boat. I'm going to have a boat. I want a boat. I'm going to have a boat. I got this picture in my head of the boat that I want. And it's going to happen. I'm going to get the boat. Like, there's no question about it.
I'm going to hold you to that boat.
Well, one of my guys said, and he may be watching. If you're watching, my guys are on your way out to your house right now to finish your landscaping job. And then if you're not, but he said, well, if you buy a boat stands for be ready to spend another $1,000. I know there's a lot of maintenance, but I can tell you there's just something about the water, Angela, that just makes me, it's kind of like your Zumba. Zumba to you is your center, right? Like, you love Zumba, you get.
Hold on a minute. Let's go back. Don't compare that to Zumba.
Are you about to do the breaststroke? I need my Zumba. I need my Zumba.
This is the truth. However, my real center, like that's so. Yes, Zumba on a weekly basis, right? Like 2-3 times a week. You and I had talked about that,
right?
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if I could live on the water, I would live on the water for the rest of my life.
I love the water.
Like, I think I wouldn't have one bad day anymore. Like, it would just be like, oh, okay, I don't know. Water is just, woosah. Well, it's calming to me.
I think that might have something to do that we're made up of water. So that may be 70%, and the earth. 70%. I believe that's the number. 70% of the earth is water.
Okay, but not everybody likes water.
Yeah. Gary, talk about water. He was like, I ain't got nothing to do with it unless it's.
Wait, what?
What, Gary? He said.
Oh, Alan literally lives on a pond.
Alan, is that Alan Cope?
Or Ellen Reed.
Oh, Ellen. What's up, Ellen? Where you been? I haven't even seen Ellen on the news feed. I've watched your
I'm
video.
excited for your vision that is coming to fruition. That's Ellen also. Oh, Gary gave an excuse. No, I was sleeping and forgot to call you back yesterday. This building is kicking my butt. LOL. I'll call you back after the show.
All right, cool.
Anyway, so freedom. That's another thing, FC. Like you talk about a boat, and for you, that's probably your sense of like I'm free. And I feel the same way when I'm on water.
Well, you can't get to me. That's what I like about it. Like my phone. So I bought another phone, Angela, because I want to be able to turn my business phone off after hours, and so I can actually be and have another phone where you know how we all were on our phones. So that's what I did. And then today I get a phone call, and both of the freaking phones ring at the same time. From the same person. I don't know how that happened. Like, how does that work? And they're two different phone companies.
That's weird.
Is that something with iPhone? Because I've got iPhone. So I both of my iPhones, I'm logged in under one.
Oh, it's the same Apple. It's the same.
Yeah, I'm
Apple
logged
ID?
in under one Apple ID. So
That's why.
That don't make no sense. They're two separate phone numbers.
The kids and I go through it too. It's in your settings. Did you fix it?
No, I didn't fix it. Because I didn't know. I was like, that was the first time it happened. So I don't know.
Wait a second. I think I can actually help you with that. And it's technology.
That's funny. So give me some examples, Angela, of times that you've had, that you've made choices and felt, what did Ellen say? She just said something.
So she said I'm good.
Give me some examples, she's good. I'm glad. Angela.
You need to turn that volume down.
I just did it. All right, this is your topic, Angela.
Give you some examples of.
Yeah. You told me a pretty exciting story about one of your stores there. Like I told you guys, it was like, so Angela's governor is like completely lost his marbles, right? So if you're just joining, we're talking about the state of Pennsylvania and the Hitler that is currently running that state. So he, in this time, this is what he thinks is a good idea. Businesses have been closed since February or March, right? March.
Yes, March 16th.
So some businesses have decided and said, hey, listen, we've got to open. Otherwise, we're going to go out of business. We can't feed our families. We have employees that can't feed their families. And they have decided to open. And because they have decided to open, he thinks it's a good idea to go ahead, take them to court, and give them all kinds of fines to add on to the stress. And we question about our freedom, our constitutional right to be able to run our businesses and to run our lives and live our lives the way we were meant to, that we were born to do. And so that's where this topic came from with Angela, because she's out in the state of Pennsylvania dealing with that, where we're taking for granted that we have some restrictions in Indiana, but we don't have the ones that are in Pennsylvania. I can tell you that.
No, you don't. I got to witness that with my own two eyes. It was different, way different. It's interesting to me how many states are different. And so when I say you're called to be free, we are called as free people, regardless of what's going on in our lives. And, I've heard the saying, we're in the same boat. We're all in this together. No, we're not. No, we're not. We are not in the same boat. We are in a similar circumstance, but we all are different people. We all live different lives. We all have different dreams, different visions, different goals, and it affects everybody differently. Right?
Right.
And every state is also different in how they're handling this. I'm just going to call it a freaking whirlwind mess. It's ridiculous. I don't even call it a pandemic anymore. I call it just BS. Because I'm sorry, any virus that has a 99.8 survival rate is, I mean, come on, you guys. It's really time to live our lives regardless. And if you don't want to, I respect you. I love you anyway. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not going to judge you. Right. But reality is that every single day, like we've been in lockdown for 107 days, I think it is. Pennsylvania, or in not, I don't want to say lockdown, but under the stupid emergency declaration of the governor, right? 107 days. Like listen, that's 107 days that we can't get back.
Right.
Right? Like you can't go back and relive that. You just have to move forward. And so when I say you're called to be free, listen, you guys, I walk in freedom every single day. You know, I'm not, I believe in living the life that you're meant to live, that God put you here to live, that our creator put you here to live. And if you're not living by faith, what do you have? We can't live in fear for the rest of our lives. The reality is that we're all going to die at some point, and we're going to hopefully go to heaven. Lord only knows. There's a lot of evil in this world, and all you got to do is pray for him.
Yeah, you guys are on a show where both of us are believers, and we walk and live our lives by faith. I fear nothing on this earth, absolutely nothing. It is what it is, and how I look at it is, and that's why I was trying to tell Angela this past week. I had a friend of mine, a family member passed away, and for some odd reason, but I've always, even when I was younger, I look at death in a different way than most people do. I do not get sad. What I do get sad about is whether or not that individual that passed, whether or not they were a believer, and where they're going to go. But I'm confident and believe and know where I'm going to go when I pass. This is just our bodies, our souls do live on. If you don't believe that, that's fine. That's just what I believe in. That's my foundation. My higher power is the man that died for me on a cross. My other higher power is his Father, who sacrificed his son, his only son, for my sins in my life in order for me to live on this earth today. And by doing so, giving us that, once again, that God-given right of our freedom to live our lives and make our own choices.
Right.
So part of it is dealing with and having the freedoms that we do right now. Like all these, this is so, what's funny is Angela, I'm seeing on the feeds, on Facebook feeds, is like, even my, I'm going to say my Caucasian friends, right? They're confused. They're like, racial, what's going on? What we don't have racism in the world anymore. It does exist. It still does exist, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be. Mm-hmm. In fact, it's not a fad anymore. You go out to California and you show some kind of prejudice, they'll kick you out of the state of California. They do not like prejudice against anything, all right? Because the world is changing. It makes no sense that we understand that we're all human. So what's happening is they want us to butt heads. They want to separate us, and we can't allow them to separate us. And this is where you make that choice to not be angry at someone, because I can tell you that a lot of this stuff is staged. And I know that you guys are hearing it. This is not a conspiracy. This is somebody that has sit in behind the scenes of what you guys don't see and hear. Like in this state, and each state is different. I've talked about, when you think that we have a choice in the elected officials, and based off of our current process that we have, you don't have a choice. They make you believe that you have a choice, but you don't. The people they want in office are the ones that get on the ticket. Those are the ones that they're choosing to go in office. So we have to make the right decisions. Once again, is choices. When we're electing these officials into office, we need to do background checks. Don't believe this crap you see on TV and your media feeds. Start researching the people that they're surrounded. Research. You want to get on ancestors.com, look up their family history and their tree. And then start looking those people up. Get in depth in the decisions that you're making for our country, for your individual state, for your individual county. Start investigating, because I can tell you what, it all stays within that bloodline. And they're all out. It comes from all these corporations. Where they're getting their money from determines what they're going to do in office. Facts. So make choices, guys. When you get up in the morning, what are you going to choose to do? Are you going to choose to live your life like you've been doing and getting the same results and not be fulfilled in your life? Or are you going to wake up and say, oh my God, I'm 40 years old. Where did life go? Is that how you feel right now? Because I can tell you right now is you have a choice, and you can change today. It doesn't matter how old you are. You have a choice today to change your habits.
That's right.
And if you struggle with that and you need a swift kick in your ass, in order for you to do that, to get your head out of your ass.
It's backwards.
Right here. Oh, here, let me go the other way. See it? And then Angela Marie, find your purpose and shine. If you guys are first time joining this, Angela Marie, the reason why she's on here today is because of the adversity that she's had. I mean, you read her story in regards to the abusive relationships that she's had to go through. Hell, I grew up biracial in the 80s. And if you guys even know anything about that, and I grew up on the west side of town in the 80s, you wasn't allowed to cross the tracks where I lived. So me and my brother had to fight every single day. And it didn't matter where I lived, whether I lived in a black community, I wasn't accepted. I was called names every day. I was spit on. I had stuff thrown at me. I was jumped by, I lived through that. I was like, I couldn't imagine being raised up in the 50s when we had, segregation. Like, where the hell am I going to go?
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't, that's the way we used to. We're not at that point where we don't serve black people at this restaurant. You can go around the back and, we don't have that mentality anymore. Chuck Berry, do you know who Chuck Berry is? Like, I'm showing my age. All right. So Chuck Berry, he sang country western music. And on the radio and on his records, he sounded Caucasian. He shows up at a place and they're like, who are you? And he's like, Chuck Berry. The hell you are? Chuck Berry's white. He's like, I can assure you, sir, that I'm Chuck Berry. So we don't live in that life anymore. And so it's all about choices, and you making those choices today of how you're going to live your life. I will tell you this. The closest people, you don't know adversity or challenge until you're by yourself. Some of you right now are living your life day to day, and then every once in a while you've got somebody feeding you something that's false, that makes you feel like that you're accomplishing something, you're doing something. When the reality is that you're really not. I know somebody that is living that life right now. I was married to her for 13 years. And as we've been separated and divorced for the last 4 years, and I still have this, I'm hearing stuff from her in regards to new relationships. It's the same thing. You try to blame me, but you're still living the same life that you were living with me for 13 years. And then you're realizing, wow, he really wasn't that bad of a guy, because this guy don't do this and that guy don't do that. The people that are the closest to you are the ones that are going to disappoint you.
True story.
They're going to leave you first before anyone else. You can't get into the point until, I'll give you an example. Remember in the Bible where it talks about Jesus going up on the hill and he had the devil in his ear for how many days?
I don't remember the days, but I know what you're talking about. I know what part in the Bible.
Okay. So for days he was told that, and he had to go through that and live through that.
Yeah.
But he had to be alone. Some of the people that are in your life right now are keeping you from doing what you want to accomplish. You need to take yourself and move yourself away from every single person. and find you.
Yep.
And start pushing forward. Because if you don't, you're going to wake up one day and ask yourself, where'd my life go? I don't live in regret. I live my life every single day to the fullest that I want to. My life is not perfect. I have stress. I have issues. I have obstacles every single day. I mean, I run a business, so it happens. Life
Trust me, you guys, I know this. He's not, this is backwards. And listen, he can talk for me too. So yeah, like reality is we're not perfect, right? We don't claim to be. All we are doing is trying to help you and push you to a better version of yourself.
Hey, Ellen Reed is a good example. Since she has found us and started watching her show, this is someone I'm so proud of. Like, she used to be so shy and her confidence was down to here, and now she's doing live videos on Facebook. And she's spreading the joy that she has got. She knows how to find the joy now. That's the key. If you're missing that joy, you got to start watching every Wednesday, and we'll help you to where you can start finding that joy. Hey, good morning, Claudia. Want to say hi to you? She just jumped on. Gary said,
awesome. Oh, we have Tony, Michael, Claude, Randy. Awesome. Good morning.
Gary said, what?
By the way,
define faith. Define faith. Let me give you an example of faith. September 14th, 2011, my son died. Prior to that, 30 days to that, we were going in and to find out what the sex of the baby was. Oh, we're having a boy. We're excited. That's what we wanted. I wanted another son, right? And the nurse starts acting real funny, and she walks out. And if you guys ever seen this movie, John Q, to where he's trying to save his son's life, and it's all about money, you got to be able to pay. So they tell us that your son is going to pass away no matter what. There's nothing we can do. Well, when stuff like that happens in our lives, we tend to blame God. And I can tell you for a while, I was angry. I don't believe I ever blamed him at all. I really don't. But I questioned and I prayed and I prayed. I'm like, what am I supposed to learn from this? What am I supposed to get out of this? And the biggest thing that I had to is that I kept my faith. That's what he wanted me to learn. Mm-hmm. Is that even when you don't understand, you have to keep your faith. Even when you don't understand, you've got to keep your faith. I'm sorry. His birthday's coming up. He's going to be 11 years old. So when I tell you that I've lived through adversity, I have. And all through it, I have kept my faith. I kept my faith when I thought I was married to my best friend and found out that she was having an affair with someone at work. I still kept my faith. I don't blame God. I'm not mad at God, and I'm still on here telling you how great God is, and that he has given me the strength and the courage and the wisdom to know that I can literally have anything that I want in this world. In his world. And I have it. I'm happy. I am. I mean, I can't tell right now because I'm, but yeah. That's your example of faith, Gary. You asked for it. There it is. That's what faith is having the understanding and continuing to believe whether or not you don't understand. Keeping your faith that this was your calling, this is what you're supposed to do. You have this thing, so I've always said over the course of the years, what I've learned and the wisdom that I've learned is that things happen when you're ready. If it hasn't happened in your life yet, it's because you're not ready, because you haven't made that choice. You haven't made that decision to start taking the steps. You say, where's God? God's waiting on you.
Yeah.
He's waiting on you, because he give you what Angela put the title is. He gave you the choice and the faith. He cannot make decisions for you. He cannot make decisions for you to move forward. You have to move.
He gave us a freedom of choice, and it's up to us to choose. And Randy had made a comment. She says, "This is so weird, but awesome. I hopped on in for a reason and didn't even know why. This was a sign for sure for me, the subject you were talking about. I started praying and really reaching out to God the last few months, and I never felt more at peace and happy with my life because of my faith." Wow. Okay, girl, you and I need to talk. I am super proud of you. So Randy is a really, really good friend of mine from high school.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you're doing
so
really
it's so
good.
neat
You're
to
doing really
see
good, not crying. Stop it.
to see that. I'm not crying. All right. I'm proud of you, Randy. I'm proud of you. So proud of you. You can't. This is why faith is so important, and people think that they're walking in faith, and reality is they're not. I see people say, "Oh, well, I have faith, but I'm going to wear a mask and I'm scared that you're going to get me sick because you're not wearing a mask and I'm going to get the virus." Or, "No, I have faith, but I can't go I can't go anywhere because, the virus might get me in my car and I'm driving alone by myself with a mask on." That's the current circumstance. FC and I don't want to make this always about politics, but reality is that talk shows and morning shows and anything you ever watch, they always talk about what's going on in the world and the current events, right? To give you hope, to give you to breathe life into you. Like, here's the reality, but this is what you can do in order to move forward with your life. You have a choice. And we aren't here to judge you. We are here to help you. Okay, we aren't those people that are out and about and are, in people's faces like, "Why are you wearing a mask?" or whatever, or on everybody's feed and being negative naysayers. We are here to uplift people and to help people and love people where they're at, regardless of the choices that they make. And that's who we are. That's our hearts. That's who God designed us to be. But we continue to live our life by faith. Live your life by design instead of by default.
Yeah.
And do everything that you can to move forward. And if you fall short, give yourself grace. It's okay. Right? But the reality is if you're not going to take that leap of faith and you're not going to move forward, regardless of the current circumstances, I've been living my life in freedom. I don't care anymore. As long as I'm following the laws, not orders, the laws that are passed by the House and the Senate. If anybody doesn't know, a law has to pass the House and the Senate for it to become law. Okay? The mask is not. Please stop calling it a law, because it's not. Please do your research. Like FC said, please, you guys need to do your own research. We don't watch the news. We don't watch the media. We just don't. We self-educate, and we use our intuition and use discernment to figure out what's real from fake. Okay. And living by faith is not, I will, but this, right? And I'm not saying that, again, we don't fall short.
You too.
But the reality is,
Ellen said, I really want to meet you. She's yelling at y'all in person. So
I know, I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
So, all right. You want to meet us all in person? Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay.
The time, Angela.
I see. Okay. So Alan wants to meet us in person. So FC and I will be speaking on stage together at some point. We're thinking 2021.
I'm thinking still this year. I mean, everything's supposed to open all the way up as of July. Like everybody in this state, as of July 4th, all businesses are fully opening up with no restrictions.
So here's the thing. It's fine that we do that, but we also have to look at where the people are at, right? You know, we can do it, but how big of a turnout do we want? How many lives do we want to impact? So we also have to work with where other people are at too, not in regards to everything's open. However, we might be able to get people to a warm place. So
yeah, we were talking.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe in the fall.
Listen,
so anyway, stay tuned to that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, Angela. We're 6 minutes over. I want to tell everybody I'm FC with NewLifeInc.com. My main thing is that I work with the youth and millennials and taking them. They are our future of the world. Check out my website if you want to support. You can also do that. Follow our page, Angela Marie FC Morning Show. And then you also, Angela has a members only page that you can actually join. There is a monthly fee for that, but it's full of daily content and knowledge and wisdom that and things that she's lived through. If you liked what you've seen, please like the comments, go on, follow our page. And we'll see you next week. It's every single Wednesday, 8:45 a.m. I will tell you this, that we are going to start going live on YouTube versus Facebook. And we are
on YouTube right now.
Oh, we are on YouTube right now?
Yeah, we're streaming on YouTube as well right now.
So if you miss the show, you will always be able to see it on our page on Facebook. We are going to create, I've created a watch party. So hello to the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people who are currently watching. Thanks for joining us. We love having you. And hopefully we've said something that's going to impact you or motivate you to start moving forward and understand that you have choices in your life and start living free, because we do.
Live as free people, you guys, and start with living by faith. Total 100% faith. Listen, you guys, like FC said, if you like what you saw, go onto our fan page. It's Wake Up with Angela Marie and FC. You can search it. And we can also put it in the link below in the chat or whatever in the feed, so that you guys can go over there and like our pages. Because like FC said, eventually we want to move this platform off of our personal pages so we can stream on our fan page and YouTube by itself. Right now, we are on our personal pages and YouTube. Okay, and I'm going to be starting a watch party in the side of the fan page. So we're going to be moving over, you guys. You want to make sure that you follow us over at our fan page. If you really want to talk one-on-one, maybe you're struggling with some things, go to findyourpurposeandshine.com, book a free breakthrough call, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with that too. But with that being said, you guys have an incredible rest of your week. Live by faith. Start living your life by design and not by default. And go at it with all you've got. Live your dreams, live your vision. Start sitting down and writing down your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? Just start writing. Writing is powerful. All right. You guys have an incredible day. FC, I see the top of your head.
If we didn't experience something bad, so sorry I'm rambling. She said I'm rambling. You're not rambling. Call Randy for sure. Chat with her. All right, guys. We'll see you guys.
I will. See you guys soon. Have a great day. See you, FC.
At the end, it's going to take you out because we will rock you.